Hello, and welcome back to Crime, Mystery, and Mayhem. Now, before I continue with my story today, I want to say thank you to all my subscribers. You guys have been so faithful and you always ask all the best questions. And I know I haven't got around to answering a lot of you guys' questions, but I promise I will. And we're going to be in this together for a very long time. As long as you like the content that I'm creating, then I'll keep creating content. But in the meantime, in between time, if you guys want a story, if you guys have a story that you want me to do, feel free to leave it in the comments. And yeah, I got you. So I have to give a disclaimer on this story because unfortunately, these details are pretty graphic. Now, the reason why come I chose this story is because I am a mom. And like I said, I always wonder why come people do the things that they do. Like even I get angry sometimes, get frustrated, but what is it? Is it mental or is it something nature wise, built in, already placed within you? Or is it, what is it? So that's why come I do these stories like this. I'm curious to know, and not just that, I have children. Like I said, I'm a mother, so I want to be aware of what's going on. The type of things that people will do when they're upset, or the type of mental disorders that people are diagnosed with. So those things are important. How do I educate my children if I don't educate myself? How do I find out what's going on out here in the world? I mean, everything that glitters isn't gold. We all want a perfect world, but we don't have a perfect world. So, unfortunately, yes, yeah, I don't really feel good all the time when I do these stories because, especially when they're about children, like babies, it always stick with me on the end because I'm pretty sure even if you wasn't a parent, these stories will bother you, but unfortunately they are true stories and it's things that's going on and it's still going on in this world today. And I think that a lot of us, we don't know about it. A lot of these stories pretty old, but I never knew. So at the end of the day, if I've never heard it, it's new to me, and I'm pretty sure it's new to some of you guys too. So, like I was saying before, if you have any recommendations, any shows that you want me to do, any topics you want me to talk about, feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section, and yeah, I'll get right on it. Okay, so moving forward. So I have to give a disclaimer because, yes, unfortunately, the details in this story is pretty graphic. Okay, so Isabella Guzman, she was a teenage girl, living home with her mom and her dad. At this time, they both were married, but they were having some marital problems. And they decided, we're going to get a divorce. But even though they didn't get along in their marriage, they still were really good work partners. They owned a camera business together, and they did really good at it. They took pictures of people's, families and everything, and the people paid them a lot of money to do. And Isabella's mother, she loved her job so much to the point where she was at work every single day, and she loved Isabella with all her heart. She loved her daughter with all her heart and soul. That is why come this story. Like sometimes when I tell stories, I be so eager to tell it because I can't believe that it happened. Like I bet a lot of these people never knew that things were going to happen. It's like, how do you know these things were going to happen? Because, of course, because they would have been able to prepare for something like that. But man, yeah, like it just really sucks. But moving forward, so Isabella, she's living at home with both her parents, but at the same time, she's not okay with the fact that her mom and her dad had just split up. So now that her mom and her dad then got a divorce, she's really acting out with her mom. Like she was already kind of like a spoiled brat before. throwing stuff at her mom, cussing her mom out, calling her mom the B word. Like, how many of y'all were able to get away with that? Calling your mom or your dad or any one of your parents out of their name like that without getting a backhand. Like, that's crazy. But, her parents loved her. They never raised a hand to her, and she very rarely got disciplined, sent to her room or had her cell phone taken away. And she was so pretty, like she was so beautiful, to the point where a lot of times she used her looks as a weapon, used her looks to be able to get out of any scenario that was unhealthy. Like if she felt like she was gonna get into trouble, she just turned her looks on and was like, whatever, I'm cute. So, like, but with her mom, for her mom, it was a no go. Her mom was like, I'm working my finger to the bone. Something's got to give. So, Isabella, she's just like, well, you left my mom. I mean, you left my dad, and now I'm ticked off. I have an attitude. So the mom is like, you just got to deal with it. And then, so, the mom, of course, she's a grown woman. She can't be by herself forever. Some time goes by, and eventually she gets with another man. And Isabella doesn't like this. And Isabella's like, oh no, I'm not going for it. They better not get married. And eventually her mom does fall in love and marry this man, as she should. This is her mom's life. This has nothing to do with you. And by this time, Isabella is 18 years old. So she's basically an adult. She can move out, get a job, supply for herself. So, but she doesn't. Her mom still lets her live under there because she loves her. Her mom goes to work every single day, and she runs a business. But still, Isabella, she's just very ungrateful. She just, whatever it takes to be able to, tick her mom off or make her mom sad. That's exactly what Isabella is doing. And her mom, she just can't understand, like, why does my daughter hate me so much? I do everything that I can to provide for her. I didn't stay in my relationship for whatever reason. I couldn't find out why come the mom and dad got in divorce, but yeah. So I guess they just kept their divorce private, but kudos to them, lesser people know, the lesser people have to add stuff in your business line, picking and choosing what they want to tell and what they don't want to tell. So yeah, kudos to you. But yeah, so Isabella, she goes and she lives with her dad for a little while. After her and her mom, they continue fighting all the time. And at this time, young me is Isabella's mom. She's just like, she really doesn't know what to do. She's consulting in her new husband, and the husband is just like, well, maybe we should get her a apartment or something, or get her to move out. And she's not really gonna go for this. And of course, young me, she loves her daughter, and then she's tired of the torture, she's tired of the abuse, but at the same time, she's like, man, I don't want to put my daughter out there. No, I'll just have her come back because, yeah, she was at her dad's house for a little while. Isabella, she was at her dad's house for a little while. Things didn't work out there, so the dad had her go back to her mom's. So, man, I wish they would have found a different approach, you know. So they didn't, and because they didn't, leading up to this next scenario right now, Isabella, she's at home with her stepdad, and they're just chilling. And all of a sudden, Isabella's like just talking mad crap about her mom, you know? And I guess she's thinking that the stepdad is supposed to just be like nodding his head and okay with this, but the stepdad is like, So when the mom comes home, he lets his wife know all these terrible things that Isabella is saying. Like, your daughter is home saying all this stuff. I think we need to call the police. So of course, because she's a mom, she goes and she approaches her daughter about the situation. And she's like, why is you saying all this stuff? What's the problem? Talk to me about it. And Isabella doesn't like it. She feel like her mom is running check on her. But at the same time, she's in her mama's house. So she's the one that's being disrespectful. So don't bite the hand that feeds you. So yeah. She went to spitting in her mama face, calling her names and everything. I know by this time her mom is like really heartbroken and sad, but at the same time, like, oh, I want to put my hands on you so bad, but I gave birth to you. Oh, like I don't know how we got to that point, but moving forward, like so the mom, she's just like, I'm tired of this. I'm just gonna go to work and I'm just gonna just give you some time to yourself. And then so while she's at work, she's like sad, talking to her friends about, what do y'all think I should do? Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? I feel like I'm just running from the problem. So her friends tell her whatever it is, advice that, because at this point, it's like, what do you do? Your child is out of control. Your child basically hates your guts and you don't know why. So the husband, he's at home with his stepdaughter Isabella, but he calls his wife Young Mean, and then he's like, "Babe, on your way home, could you please bring me some McDonald's?" And yeah, she's like, "Yeah, I'll bring you some McDonald's." So She brings her husband some McDonald's. He's sitting on the couch, he's eating it, she's talking to him, talking about her day, whatever's going on, whatever it is that married couples talk about. And she was like, I'm gonna go get in the shower. You seen Isabella? And he was like, she came downstairs about 8:30. I haven't seen her since then. And by now it's like 9 something, a little after 9. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna go have a shower. So I'm guessing she probably didn't go look for Isabella because she probably just didn't want to argue. She probably, she just been on her feet all day at work. Who wants to go through it? She just want to come home to her nice sanctuary and get comfortable. But unfortunately, Isabella had other plans. So as soon as her mom goes into the bathroom, she goes in there, of course, she undressed, she turns on the shower, she prepares everything laid out for her soap, her towels, her everything she needs to make her feel comfortable and safe and clean in the privacy of her bathroom where she paid the taxes at. And then in comes Isabella with a butcher knife and a baseball bat. So now she's screaming and hollering like, Isabella, what are you doing in here? And then by now, Isabella and her mom, they're tussling. Now, remind you, her mom's getting ready to get in the shower. So she's in there fighting her mom while her mom has no clothes on. And Isabella just staring at her with this blank stare, trying to give her all the power that she can give and basically trying to win her mom over. And by now, the stepdad, he hears this and he runs upstairs. But now Isabella's like, oh no, I'm about to close this door. You're not getting here. You're not going to save her. Whatever mama going to get, that's what she going to get. And she got it. Isabella hurried up and locked the bathroom door behind her and her mom so the stepdad could not come to the mom's rescue. And Isabella beat her mom to death with that baseball bat. And she repeatedly stabbed her mother over and over in the face and in the neck. She stabbed her mother a total of 79 times in the face and in the neck. The husband, he runs downstairs to go get his cell phone to go call the cops. So by the time he runs back upstairs, all he sees is a pool of blood just gushing underneath the bathroom door. So he goes, he knocks. And as soon as he knocks, he hear his wife say, Jehovah. And that was it. By then he knew his wife was gone. So as soon as he got ready to reach for the doorknob, Isabella comes out covered in blood. Blank stare. He hurries up and he jumps back because he's like, she still has this large butcher knife hanging in her hand, blood dripping from the knife. And she just got this blank stare. She didn't even look at him. I don't even think she even knew he was right there in the hallway. But she just proceeded to go. She got a car. She's old enough to drive. She got her license. She goes right downstairs, covered in blood from head to toe. Her mom. and she walks right out of the living room door. After she grabs her keys, get in her car, she takes off. So now the stepdad, he can see clearly that his wife is gone. He's crying, he's panicking. Her eyes are looking straight above, wide open. But he still proceeds to do CPR on his wife. This is just how much he loves her. And by that time, paramedics come. Paramedics, they, sad but true, she's announced dead at the scene. And Isabella, she's off, she's gone in La La Land. In her mind, she's lost. So now the police is like, what's going on? And the stepdad tell the police everything that happened. So now immediately they're looking for Isabella, because now they know she got this large butcher knife in her hand. So they look for her everywhere. They could not find her anywhere. So eventually they end up finding her in the parking lot, still covered in blood. Sources say that the person who saw her sleep in her front seat of the car. They said she looked like she was dead because she was covered in blood. But then again, another source say that they found her somewhere like wandering, but she was still covered in blood. Either way, she killed her mom, and she stabbed her mom over 79 times. So it's horrific in itself. Just the story, the fact, one, it's her mom, and then two, what could possess her to do that? Was it nature, or was it nurture? Because when all shit hit the fan and the police was consistently coming to their house, she was always saying that her mom and her dad was abusing her. They was forcing her to be a Jehovah's Witness. And when she was 14 years old and she didn't want to be Jehovah's Witness anymore, then the abuse really got worse. But she's been to the doctor for like multiple years throughout her life, and nothing was ever reported. I'm not saying she was never abused, but I'm saying that they don't have any record of that. So yeah, she ended up being tried as an adult. After they end up finding her, they take her to jail, but she didn't go to prison. She didn't go to prison because after a psychiatrist evaluated her, they found out that this girl had schizophrenia. And she told the police that her name was Cecilia. Her name wasn't Isabella when she killed her mom, but whoever it was told her to kill her mom because that really wasn't her mom. So, and I hear that if you have schizophrenia, it causes you to see things. So I don't know. What are you guys' opinions on this story? Like, have you ever been around someone who's been through a similar situation like this? Like, does this story make you angry? Like, when you hear about stuff going on like this, or does it make you sad? Because I know it makes me feel a lot of things. I will never think that my children will ever harm me. It's like I feel like I give them everything they need, all the love and attention and devotion that I can give. And if I can give more, I'll try. I'll do that with any child who needs it, you know. But at the end of the day, yeah. So tune in next time on Crime, Mystery, and Mayhem. Thanks. And if you like the show, like and subscribe. Have a blessed day.
The woman sent to the state hospital after killing her mother after stabbing her 79 times could be a step closer to walking free. Isabella Guzman was arrested in 2013, found not guilty by reason of insanity. She was committed to the state hospital, put on medication. Well, last November, we talked with Guzman, who feels her sanity has been restored. A judge ruled that she will be allowed to leave the state hospital for groups and other types of therapy.